Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out This Grand Life 2. This is a game that's coming to Steam's Early Access program in about a week's time, so it goes without saying that everything that you're about to see is most definitely subject to change. So it's worth mentioning that I've played this for about an hour or two. This is not going to be a full-blown review, just a quick first impressions kind of thing. I will be taking you through this manually today because there's a lot of button clicks, a lot of menus, and different things to get used to. And truth be told, I'm still getting used to the game myself. One thing I will note is that when you're adjusting things in the options menu here, you have to restart the game for the changes to take effect. I'm hoping the developer at some point will adjust that to be real time because I have really poor eyesight, so I have to adjust this UI scale. And I've had to restart the game 3 or 4 times because I'm trying to get just the right setting. You know what I mean? It's just annoying to have to keep restarting the game. So this is a game where you're going to be seeing either one character or multiple characters through, well, the game of life, kind of like in The Sims. You have needs to meet and that kind of thing. One thing I will note, and this is something I would love to see, even though that this map is very easy and this is normal, yeah, there are difficulties. Depending on the map that you pick. But I would love a custom difficulty setting that allows me to, like, say, double the amount of fun I would normally get, or double the amount of food I would normally get when I eat, or just make it easier to meet needs. Because I've done 2 playthroughs already, and I failed both of them very early on because I just couldn't meet my needs. And it was frustrating trying to learn the game and failing so miserably, so hard, even on this very, quote-unquote, very easy difficulty map. I would love extra options that say, increase the amount of sleep you get whenever you do it by times 2, times 2, or the amount of food that you get when you eat times 2, so that your character spends less time doing something to meet a need, but as you're doing that, other needs are being reduced. Another difficulty setting might be, reduce the speed at which you lose needs by 50%, or just extra options to allow players to get used to the game is what I'm saying. I would come back to this so hard and play it a lot more often if it were made more casual like that and have more custom difficulty sliders. That would be great. But when you choose a location, you can also choose a family. Like you start with one person, but you can add even more here. It's ridiculous. So it's really cool. You're going to create one character or multiple characters. You can set their age, their birthday, male, female, stuff like that. One note here. And this is super important. This is what actually caused me to lose the first 2 times. Your character will either like or dislike, or on the extreme end, be allergic or hate it, or love or addicted. Now, here's my recommendation to you. Create a character that only likes or dislikes things. Reason being, if you love something, it gets added as a need bar. And that is something that you have to fulfill, or your character's stats start to tank. And I actually set myself up for failure on my first run-in because I was like, oh yeah, I love that, I love that, I love that. And here I've got all these bars to meet now. And I couldn't meet them all fast enough, so my character tanked. That's not something the game tells you. So my recommendation is, when you're creating your characters, do like or dislike only to minimize how many need bars you have to worry about. That's just a personal opinion / recommendation. You do what you want. But I'm telling you, I set myself up for failure right away because I loved too many things, and I had to then, when I couldn't meet them fast enough, my character was unhappy because for example, loving to drive, I took a random character that loved to drive. Well, you cannot afford a car in the beginning of the game, so I couldn't drive anywhere. So I had no way of meeting that need. And so my character's health and all that tanked. So, like, there are just little things like that that you won't know until you start playing it. So that's what I recommend. I'm going to go ahead and load up my save here so that you can kind of see what's going on. There's a lot of iconography, there's a lot of menus, and I'm still getting used to it, so bear with me. So yeah, everything here is a button, if you can believe it. So in the upper left-hand corner is my character sheet, kind of, sort of. You can see how many hours you've worked and how much money you've earned working. You have to apply for jobs in this, and then you earn money in doing that. You start with a public transportation, I guess, transit pass, and that's how you get around initially. There are something called auto actions, and you can set priorities on these, like staring at a wall. The lower the number, the more important it is. And if you hover over it, you can actually see, what are my thoughts on doing this activity? How far is it? Well, not far, it's at home. What's the priority? What are needs affected? Potential status affected? So like you can change the priority and see how everything changes. It's really interesting because if you have two priorities set to 4, your character will choose the one that is more beneficial to them based on their personality traits and stuff like that. So it's really cool. And these are just auto actions, and you can add more auto actions to this menu as you play this game. Typically only start with like nothing, and you have to add them over time. And to add an action, click on a location. Like here's the apartments that I'm living in. Sleeping on the floor, I can shift click, and I don't know if I did that right. No, it added it to the queue, but no, I don't want to add that to the queue. There's a way to add that, maybe by clicking on one of these over here. Nope, I just removed it. Never mind. That was by items. That's what that is. Sleep on bed. There we go. So sleep on bed. There is a sleep on floor option here that I can, there it goes. It just automatically adds it over here, sleep on floor. So yeah, so you can add that. I don't want to sleep on the floor, so I'm just going to get rid of that. So yeah, so that's just an example of different things you can do. At different locations, you'll have different options, and then you can auto add those actions to your auto actions. And when your character is idle, it'll run through your auto actions list and do things in order. Based on its personality and different things like that. So that's interesting. Even something as simple as ordering pizza, you know, it's good for the dopamine rush. It's good for eating, but it has high cholesterol, so your character can get sick doing that. So there's a lot of cool things. Drinking beer, a hangover effect, overconfident, you know, there's so many different stats. Again, this is kind of like a game of life spreadsheet calculator. In terms of like needs, this is what I'm talking about on the upper left here. There's 3 bars. Had I loved something, there would have been more bars here to fulfill. And that's, to me, that's super annoying. There are some hot tagged locations. I try to find a location that was close to home in order to work. So my character will come here. I have a cook priority set to 2, and that's what this is here. So my character will go to work and, you know, earn money that way. I can also quit or, you know, other things. While I'm there at that location, I can also order a burger meal. I can play some pool. I guess I can't order wine or beer because I'm too young. My character is 17, so I can't order alcohol or anything like that yet. I love little details like that. That's really cool. Now, if you're trying to find something, like your house actually has assets in it. So on the very top is like some buttons up here. There's a search list. Let's say you want to, these are the open jobs. Like these are jobs that you can apply to. And when you apply to something, you hover over it. And then you click attend, or you hover over attend interview. Success chance 90.80%. So like it'll actually tell you what your chances are for applying to that particular position. But yeah, at that airport location, and instead of just applying for a job, you can take vacations and different things like that. But yeah, you can see open jobs here, but you can also look for jobs. Like if you want to try and find a job as a chief technology officer, or maybe a criminal lawyer, digital artist, you can try and find those jobs, and new locations will pop up on the map, and then you can apply for those jobs, assuming that you're even qualified. You're not going to be qualified for some of these because you have to gain work experience and stuff like that. You can filter out specific locations like bank, stadium, airport, city hall. You can even apply for a permit and open up your own business. I've not tried that yet, but I'm really looking forward to trying that out because that just seems really cool. Other locations, universities, banks, hospitals, library, you know, parks. These are like find. So you have to find these locations first, and then once you find them on the map, you can click on them. There's a park, for example. There's its own set of activities that you can do. This is furniture shopping. You can shop for like bunk beds, sofas, gaming chairs, different things like that. So that's really cool. I mean, there's just, like I said, there's a lot of clicking, a lot of menus within menus, and it's going to be overwhelming. Search for new real estate, market stalls, small outlets, small office, apartment, hobo camp. There's so many different options here. I love that. The biggest thing is just navigating it. There's a stock market in this game. I've not messed with this. I'm typically not a risk taker in real life, but you can, if you want to, mess with stocks. You can do that. Monthly summary, nothing's really happened there. Household income, you can kind of see where you're spending your money. And lastly, a button that's not clickable. Okay, there's a music button here. I have that off just because I'm trying to avoid copyright and stuff like that. There's also some other buttons in the upper left, friends and acquaintances. I don't think I have anyone like that right now. My preferences and different attributes. There's my time statement telling me what I've been doing for the last month or whatever. And then lastly, my experience. I'm cooking right now as my job, so I'm earning working and cooking experience. I have a high school diploma that I started with. I'm assuming I can go to a college and get more degrees and stuff like that, which is really cool. And as far as the gameplay itself, I'm just going to go ahead and hit this like slowly fast forward. The game is broken up into months, and there's like 700 some hours per month. So right now I'm staring at a wall, and these are my needs here going up and down. There's happiness, I think, happiness points, and there's health points. And in order to keep these full, in order to keep these positive, you have to keep your bars full. If they go into negative, these start decreasing. And that's what I meant by like having too many needs. I couldn't fulfill the one, so I was just losing points left and right. So yeah, my character's just kind of doing his thing right now. You can tell him to specifically do something, but like I said, if you have auto action set up, he'll just kind of do his own thing. Even though I've got stare at wall and watch movies, let's go ahead and watch a movie and see if it's better for him. Right now it looks like he's watching a movie. What's better, I wonder. Stare at wall is... Oh, if I can find it. That's the priority need. Click to open, stare at wall. There we go. So 300 base for fun. He likes it because it's not outdoors and there's spirituality involved, whatever. So there's that, and then the TV thing is 400. So it's actually better for him, but he gains the lethargic trait for watching movies. So between the two. Oh, wow. He's really raking in those happiness points now because he's watching TV while this is full. Maybe you should go to work, pal. Just saying. So, yeah, that's, again, a general overview. I didn't want this video to go on too long because I'm still learning it and there's still a lot more to it that I need to figure out. But that's the gist of it. You've got a character or multiple characters. You're going to give them different actions. You're going to apply to jobs and try and earn money. Again, there's a home business thing, which I'm really looking forward to trying out. But my biggest thing with this game really is I still find it to be a bit too difficult, even on that very easy map. I would love custom sliders that allow me to, specifically say, needs are reduced by, half. Just so I can spend more time doing things and checking things out. But this is a pre-early access build, so we'll see where this goes in the future. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.